Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Pittsburgh, of course, I can say, because I have returned home after my past handful of videos. Well, three videos I did while I was gone and on vacation were from the room I was staying in my sister's apartment. But I returned home today from my vacation from Corpus Christi, so I'm back. But of course, won't get into it too much here, because I know not many people watch these live reviews. But I'll get into those in a later video when I know I got more of an audience. But yeah, guys, I'm back home now. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm going to be catching up tonight on a couple shows. I actually got to watch two of the smaller WWE shows this week while I was at the airport during a 4-hour layover today. I will be, of course, I talked 205 Live, then NXT UK next. I haven't gotten to watch NXT next, so I'm still awake because I'm sitting on like 3 hours of sleep from last night, because I had to be up at 4 o'clock this morning Central Time to get to the airport to fly home. Well, my first flight that was, since I had the 4-hour freaking layover in Houston. But I will do, if I'm still awake enough and not about to crash, I will watch NXT after this and then review NXT before I go to bed tonight. And I still plan on postponing my special live stream till Saturday night of doing so. But yeah, guys, we're here live. What's up, Mark? Yes, I'm glad I made it back safe and sound for sure. Again, I will definitely talk about the trip a little bit more in my special live stream on Saturday. But again, I want to talk about 205 Live. I'll do NXT UK now, and if I'm still awake enough, I will watch NXT for sure. But thank you for joining me, Mark. This is a 205 Live. I mean, keep in mind, I watched this at like 7 o'clock in the morning Central Time, where I was dead tired. But even looking over the highlights again for this show again, I'll be honest and say it wasn't an awful show for 205 Live, but it was one of the weaker shows I felt I've seen from 205 Live in the Triple H era, in my opinion. I mean, we got started with the Cruiserweight Championship tournament for sure, but I don't know. I mean, the first match I enjoyed, but the rest of this tournament, I don't really see anything too fresh in this tournament, which kind of brought me down a little bit, the excitement I had for this 8-man tournament a little bit. I don't feel like we're really getting anything fresh. There's only one route to getting something fresh, and that is if my pick to win this tournament, who I predicted to face Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania, goes through, which he already won his first match. We will talk about shortly. So I'll say that this was not one of the strongest episodes of 205 Live I have seen. But we'll get into it again. The show took place just like SmackDown this past week took place in Charlotte, North Carolina. We opened up as usual with Drake Maverick hyping up tonight's matches. The first round of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, which the first match we had was Kalisto taking on Tony Nese. And I really liked, because again, as I said, like even last year this time, like I really saw Tony Nese is some guy, I just saw a lot of potential behind. But then I felt like, even with Triple H, I felt like he was still being overlooked, which, obviously someone's going to feel overlooked on the Cruiserweight division, even though Triple H is, doing great things. So, cool, I get it. But I thought this was probably the better match of the show. I like how you're telling the story with, Tony Nese there, putting him over the fact that, he really I do see it, has gained a lot of momentum and has really benefited from working, with Buddy Murphy being his close friend, his training partner. And it's coming out, his wrestling ability has definitely gotten a lot better. I mean, he's had great matches in recent weeks, after since that match he had after Super Showdown against Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese has really scaled up, I really feel, to another level. Having great matches against Cedric Alexander. He had a great match on NXT with Johnny Gargano a couple months ago, which I thought was awesome for sure. He had, of course, the series of matches he had with Noam Dar were excellent as well. And this match with Kalisto as well, I thought was a pretty strong performance as well. And you can hear him throughout the match chanting, "This is my tournament." Basically, this is my tournament to win. So he gets the win over Kalisto, which I thought was a really good match for sure between these two to start off the show. But then the rest of the show is kind of a little meh about. I don't know why. I just wasn't a big fan of it. So he wins with a running knee in the corner. Backstage, we see Gentleman Jack Gallagher going over tape with Humberto Carrillo and advising him about the risks he took doing flips instead of wrist locks, and reassuring him he'll get it, and he's got a perfect opportunity to learn by watching Drew Gulak wrestle tonight. So yeah, again, I'm trying to, tell Carrillo, no, we 205 Live wants to be run the way we want to. Obviously, so Drew Gulak, I feel like his game is the better, is more powerful game to play on top of. And we'll talk about Gentleman Jack Gallagher, of course, a little later on. Also, my NXT UK reviews, he appeared on there as well. So based off what happened in the main event, I'm guessing. Well, let's get to it first. But then we have Mike and Maria Kanellis backstage complaining again about the loss last week, because again, that match last week with Mike Kanellis and Cedric, I don't know. Again, I just didn't feel like, to me, it. The match. I understand the story that they're trying to do. Mike Kanellis is supposed to be getting so close to getting a victory as he keeps losing. He's asked for opportunity after opportunity. He's coming so close every time and losing. And the match he had a couple weeks ago with the Brian Kendrick, I thought was his best match for sure, because it looked like he was going to win. It was an exciting back and forth match that had me on my toes. With the match with Cedric Alexander, though, last week, I didn't really feel it. I really felt it kind of took a little bit of a step back. So I was more kind of like, okay, if Mike Kanellis does not win next time, then I'm really starting like, okay, this is getting old. It's not working out. I can move on from this, I'm feeling. But Mike and Maria were complaining again because last weekend Cedric put his shoulder up very close in a close call, but Drake refused to overturn it. He said he was impressed though, so he sends him home and promises Mike a match next week. Maria says he made the right decision, and they leave. So I don't know, maybe again, I was cool with Mike going to 205 Live, give him something different to do, because they barely gave him a chance as soon as he came back to, him and Maria when Maria returned and Mike Kanellis debuted in WWE at Money in the Bank in 2017, but all he did was a feud with Sami Zayn, and then nothing happened for him after that. So I don't know, I'm glad he's getting this opportunity on 205 Live, but I haven't really been, again, as I've always said, I'm someone who, I don't want everybody to get that rocket ship pushed in the main event. If they do, there's got to be a good story behind it, of course. Like what happened with Finn Balor, of course, in 2016. That was a rocket ship push that I felt succeeded for sure. And, he's coming off of, a legendary career in NXT for sure. But not everyone needs to be a rocket ship pushed to the top. However, though, you can't move too slow either with certain superstars as well. You got to give them an opportunity that's going to, get a breakout performance. And yes, I guess that was the kind of opportunity with Cedric Alexander last week, but I didn't really feel that they really accomplished that match last week. So we'll see what this happens. And then our main event was Drew Gulak taking on the Brian Kendrick by a referee stoppage when Kendrick passed out to the Gulak. I don't know. This match was slow. I mean, it got a "this is boring" chant. And the thing is, again, I wasn't a big fan of this feud at all with Kendrick and Gulak. And I don't know, again, I didn't see, Kendrick. I get it, they're trying to do something fresh. Have Kendrick not be the babyface instead of Gallagher, since Gallagher's already been a babyface. But I personally feel Gallagher can benefit more from a babyface run than Kendrick, I feel. And it's just not really doing anything for me at all. And this match "this is boring" chant. It was just a slow match. Not much really happened in it. And Gulak wins. But again, it's kind of wiping away, the whole point of the feud they had when Kendrick and Tozawa, overcame Gallagher and Gulak. Shouldn't it have been, just these two distancing each other? And if the Brian Kendrick is really trying to, impress and improve, then why not, have him, at least get to the Final Four, something like that for this tournament. I don't know. I would have preferred, this be the opening match and Nice and Kalisto be the main event, in my opinion. But I just wasn't a really big fan of this match. And afterwards, we got the announcements that the other two matches for the first round of this Cruiserweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Next week, we're getting Akira Tozawa and Cedric Alexander, which, okay, it's kind of a fresh one-on-one match. They had their sequence in the Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders match for Elimination Chamber, which, all right, but, still doesn't feel too fresh because these guys have had opportunities already. And we get Humberto Carrillo, which, I wouldn't mind him seeing him being Cruiserweight champion, but I feel at the same time, it's still too soon for him. And plus, too, we've already seen him have a match with Buddy Murphy. I still see some more with him and Tony Nese. But Carrillo's taking on Oney Lorcan, which, okay, I like Oney Lorcan. I like, him and Danny Burch together. But I don't know, him in this tournament, just, I don't know, I feel the same way how I feel the same way how I did before Kofi replaced Mustafa Ali and the Elimination Chamber. And look what happened there. But I wasn't feeling Oney Lorcan being like, a big surprise entrant into this Cruiserweight Champion tour. I would rather have had somebody else, like, maybe here we go, Roderick Strong, or I don't know, maybe Johnny Gargano. Well, I don't want to see Johnny like just in a crew division, or like somebody else. I don't know. Oney Lorcan, okay, but doesn't really let the roof on fire for me. So the only person I really want to see win this tournament again is Tony Nese. Like, I feel as though he's the one who deserves it. Now, I wouldn't mind him seeing, him face what's his face? Drew Gulak, because the story that happened last year when he got eliminated in the first round of Cruiserweight Championship tournament with Gulak being with a TKO, a very underrated match for sure from 2018. But I feel though Carrillo will win against Lorcan, and he'll go on to face Gulak and have that whole teacher versus student like showdown or whatnot. I mean, and it'll probably be my prediction for the finals again will be Carrillo and Tony Nese, with Tony Nese going over and he faces Buddy Murphy and Buddy Murphy turns face. That's still my prediction based off of this. But yeah, that's it for 205 Live again. First match I enjoyed. The rest of the show is just kind of mad about it. I give it a C+. C+ with 205 Live, guys. What are your thoughts on 205 Live this week? Check the live chat one more time. Shut up, Rich. Thank you, Robbie. Welcome home, Mike. Hope you had a great visit with your sister. Yes, I definitely did. Again, I'll be more and more to discuss it again when I do my special live stream on Saturday night. But yes, I'll be back up here live again in just a few minutes, guys, for my NXT UK review. And then, again, if I still feel awake enough, I'll sit down and watch NXT because I didn't get to watch that yet. And if I'm weak enough, again, I'll do the review then, and we'll be caught with these shows. But again, tomorrow, probably just going to focus on video games and just, relaxing. Just recovering from my trip, and then I'll try to get back to the swing of things on Saturday for sure, guys. And of course, y'all know what the next trip for me is. Month away, WrestleMania. Can't wait. So, until then, guys, I'm the Club Man. I think I'll see you in a few minutes for my NXT UK review. Peace out, everybody.